Hello there, fellow dazzlers and the new players alike. What is going on? Razzle Joestar here, bringing you just a simple arcade review. Now, I know we would do a lot of Let's Plays, the Arcade Appreciation series on this channel, and there are plans to still do those. We just want to try to do arcade reviews. We feel that it might be a better way of just kind of showing off different games that we've played, encountered, like, or disliked, but we'll get to that after the video. You are here to see Thrill Drive, and if you've never encountered this unique arcade game by Konami, oh boy, you are in for an experience, because that's what I feel like this game is. It's definitely an experience, definitely something different than what you'd see in the arcade. Because at the time you had bright, colorful games like Daytona USA, Indy 500, Cruis'n USA, and then here's Thrill Drive, which, you know, looks a bit more rounded, a bit more realistic, and if that doesn't tell you enough, well, take a look at what happens when you crash your car. Yeah, the game gets real dark real quick, and if you continue to crash your car, the weather gets worse to the point where it lightning storms and the music gets more intense and more creepy as well. Just listen to this. Like, whoa, definitely sets an atmosphere that I don't think a lot of racing, or really any racing game has hit. I mean, you've got the Burnout series, yeah, but Burnout has always, in my opinion, been a bit more lighthearted. Like, sure, you had Burnout 3 with the aftertouch crashes that added those kind of creepy-ish sounds, kind of giving you the implication of street racing and crashing, but Thrill Drive, especially the first one, I feel just sells it better. You know, with the weather getting darker, like as if you crashed, you're still going, and you're forced to drive. Like someone has a gun to your head, and you're just forced to do this insane, crazy race, or else something terrible is going to happen, and you're just gripping the steering wheel in fear, maneuvering and swerving around traffic, trying to avoid hitting anything else to stop this nightmare from getting worse. It's kind of insane, and that's what I kind of say. It's like an experience, and what really I think makes this game is, yes, you could have a chilling, creepy concept. We all remember the game Hatred, if you were keeping up with that, right? And like Postal, the guy saying my name is unimportant and being all dark and gray, and the gameplay was kind of eh. But with Thrill Drive, the gameplay is hectic, fast, quick, responsive. Adds a touch of realism without being so much like Gran Turismo, where you're playing a racing simulator. You can still like drift around corners and things like that. But the excitement is fun, and there's different vehicles for you to try out with kind of their different traits and kind of feel to it. Like, I always like the little red compact car, but you do also get a standard, standard sedan sized vehicles. You can even drive around a freaking bus. I mean, look at that bus going between those trucks, which is another element of this game that I think makes it exciting, is you feel like a total, like, just badass when you're able to just take that car and just swerve around those traffics, or you have those near misses, because you know the stakes. You know you hit that car and you are on your descent to hell itself, and you just manage to avoid that terrible fate and keep the music going, keep the music pumping. And what is your reward for even doing good in this game? Well, you are graded, actually. The game tells you, it'll analyze your driving technique after the race. So when you're done, you're graded on a few different things. You have a rubric that measures things like your courage, like how willing you were to drive in oncoming traffic, your reflexes, like how can you dodge around cars, your style, like do you drift around corners, are you good at avoiding hitting corners, manners, how many wrecks have you caused, things of that nature. Each segment is given a letter grade, and then you're given a final score out of 100, and then a little title to go along with that as well. Like, I managed to get 100 out of 100 with the bus on the American course somehow, and it said I was a legal driver. Fantastic. Thank you, game. And speaking of courses, yeah, there are 3 different courses to challenge. You've got a Japan course with these crazy turns in the hills, and even the ability to fly off the ledge on some of these corners. You have a European course where you are flying around roundabouts and dealing with tight, compact streets, and you have American course with big, wide open spaces, and the ability to have your car fly off the track as you throttle over dips in the road. And that, I think, really makes the game. It's just the different courses, the different cars, the thrilling experience, and the game kind of reacting to your performance. Because if you do good and you don't wreck, each segment of the race has its own theme music to go with it. And your reward, not just for, isn't just doing good and having good ratings, but if you manage to get to the very end of the race, the final leg, with no accidents, you get this, listen to this. Very triumphant sounding, very much sells the idea that you are there, you are doing it, you are a thrilling driver, as the game calls it. And it's kind of funny too, because the game does have high scores, of course, for fastest times, but you also have high scores for most damage kept, because caused, rather, because the game does keep track of how much damage you cause, and if you do bad enough, instead of a thrilling driver, you are a bad driver, and it keeps track of the top 30 damages caused in the game. So it definitely, yeah, it's a unique experience. And while there were other games in the series that were released, Thrill Drive 2 and 3, and there is one we don't speak of, you know which one I'm talking about, I feel like Thrill Drive kind of just stands on its own for just how heavy it tries to be with, and succeeds at, with its atmosphere. I mean, shoot, again, this game allegedly inspired the Burnout series. You definitely can see that influence there, and allegedly Criterion Studios even had a Thrill Drive cabinet in their office. Whoa, it's kind of crazy to think about. What if it was on free play? But anyways, is this game worth checking out? Definitely. The only real way to check it out, though, is you either have to find one in the wild, purchase the board or the game itself, or look into the emulation. It does run on MAME. We're using an older version to run it, and sorry for the choppy kind of looking graphics. Our laptop isn't quite the best. It does run in modern MAME releases as well. I don't know why it's marked as not working, but it seems to work just fine as far as I could see. So, I don't know. But those are your really only real avenues of checking it out. I don't think Konami is going to do a re-release of this anytime soon. So if you, again, like the Burnout series, like high-octane racing with some implied real stakes to the race, you owe it to yourself to check this game out and get ready for the thrill ride of your life. Hey fellow Dowsers and new players alike, thank you for sticking to the end of this video here. Like I said, we're trying to do a review series, and I know this is a little not as produced as, say, the Arcade Appreciation series or even some of the random videos we do, but we kind of just want to try our hand at a more casual show, kind of just coming on and talking on the mic for a few minutes about a game that we encountered, our impressions of it, and whether or not we think it's worth checking out and playing yourself. We have some ideas for the channel as well. Such as comparing ports to the actual arcade version, and we definitely do want to do more gameplay videos as well as tips, tricks, tutorial videos, and exhibition videos as well. Exhibition videos being those showing off the ending, or showing off ending, game over screens, things of that nature. There's a lot on our plate here, and we've just been going through a lot personally as well. And to any Dazzlers, as the viewers on our channel that are tuning in to this video, I do want to thank you very much for your patience as we try to kind of get things figured out and potentially back up and running on this channel. And if you enjoyed this kind of more laid back review show, we definitely are going to do more of that. So, till next time, good luck and good driving.